I lost my mother to cancer when I was 13. It feels like I had more memories with her during that time than with my dad, who was always busy with work. You can see where this is going. When my mom was diagnosed with cancer, the memories started to blur, and she passed away about a month later. Heartbreak is an understatement because I lost my best friend. Things went downhill from there. My dad started showing his true colors, bringing his affairs, which he had previously hidden, back home. Seeing him bring a woman as young as 20 home the same week my mom died was mentally draining. He showed more love and care to his random flings than he ever did to me. Since then, I've raised myself. When I turned 18, my dad met Isabella, a young woman who had graduated from the small university where he is the president. Isabella and I had no interest in speaking to each other, so by the time she moved in, I had moved out. I thought she'd be gone like the many other women my dad had flings with, but Isabella was different. She was there for the holidays during my first, second, and third years of university. Then, right after my graduation, I received a very formal wedding invite. My own dad never bothered to tell me he was getting married. I didn't even know they were engaged. But hey, I wouldn't mind going to watch a rich man in his late 40s marry a young woman in her early 20s. The wedding was obviously going to be expensive, and I just wanted to have a couple of drinks. Boy, the wedding was expensive, fun, and messy. It was great to sit there with a friend I had dragged along as a +1, judging my dad, while Isabella was obviously touchy-feely with one of my dad's young groomsmen. Of course, I zipped my mouth and enjoyed the view. They got married, and once again, dead silence from the newlyweds. I didn't think much of it, busy with my own thing, especially during the global situation happening at the time. I didn't bother visiting them. Surprisingly, right after the lockdown started lifting, Isabella began visiting me at my place. I actually had a decent time with her and thought nothing of us getting along. What surprised me, though, was when out of nowhere, she brought a literal child claiming it was mine and my dad's, born during lockdown. I was honestly dumbfounded, but after all my dad had done, I wasn't shaken up, so I started chilling out with this little dude, who undeniably was cute, It's been a couple of months since this started. My work switched to completely work from home, so looking after him while Isabella ran errands wasn't a problem. This time she dropped Alex off at my place and went to do her thing, but she didn't return as she said she would. I immediately realized what was happening and started calling her. No answer. It hit me suddenly, and I panicked, desperately searching for my dad and her on social media, but everything was gone. I was left stunned. These people had completely disappeared on me. With no other choice, I turned to the cops, who couldn't help much because I had no information. Even at my dad's workplace, they informed the cops that he'd been fired a month earlier for having another affair with a student. I was shocked, but I knew I had to stay calm and take care of Alex, even though I knew nothing about him. I didn't want him to suffer like I did. So I started looking after him while the cops and CPS gave me temporary custody, at least until his parents showed up. Except they never did. For the past 2 years, I hadn't received anything unusual in the mail. Then today, a letter arrived with a barely recognizable name on it. At first, I thought it might be from my neighbors and delivered to me by mistake. But when I saw my address on it, I decided to open it. To my surprise, it wasn't just any letter. It was a lawsuit from someone I didn't know, accusing me of having custody of their son without their consent. My immediate reaction was, Looked up the name on Facebook and discovered it was the guy who had been overly friendly with one of my dad's groomsmen. He was suing me for custody of his son, who I've been taking care of. Needless to say, I'll be visiting a lawyer soon. I'm confident I'm not in the wrong, but I can't help but ask, am I the bad guy here? Do I have a leg to stand on? I visited the lawyer today, and they told me my case was strong. I have proof from the cops and Child Protective Services showing my multiple attempts to reach out to the child's parents. The lawyer also mentioned that I could seek child support. Before proceeding, they have requested a court-mandated DNA test, which I'm pretty sure will confirm the child's parentage. In another major update, my dad reactivated his Facebook page after years of silence. Without hesitation, I messaged him. After everything he and Isabella put me through, I didn't hold back and cussed him out. To my surprise, he replied, saying he reactivated his account to reach out to me. He plans to return to my city soon, and we've arranged to meet next week. By then, I should also have the DNA test results, and will update you all. A week has passed since my last update, and I finally met with my dad. That conversation was one of the most insightful I've had with him. He explained that he had no idea Isabella left Alex at my place. He'd had left the city a month before Isabella, after being fired due to false accusations of an affair with a student, claims Isabella fabricated to ruin his life after he discovered her plans to run away with David, the groomsman. He'd also revealed that Alex wasn't his biological son. When I asked why Isabella left Alex behind and why David was now suing for custody, my dad said the only explanation was that Isabella wanted nothing to do with Alex, but David wanted to be a parent to Alex. But when Isabella wouldn't tell him where Alex was, their relationship might have started on shaky ground and eventually ended because David couldn't handle being without his son. That's when David began his search. About a month before I received the lawsuit documents, he had reached out to my dad for leads. After some online stalking, they found my Facebook page where I had pictures of Alex. My dad wanted to go through the normal route and first contact me, but David, in a fit of rage, just sued me, which led my dad to reach out to me. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's the first time my dad apologized to me, and I couldn't help but cry. Hearing all of this, my dad promised to help fix everything. If David isn't convinced, my dad vowed to support me in the case. So, this is where I am currently. I know this is a lot to take in for both you and me. I'll update you all as much as I can. I met David with my dad and explained everything to him. We pieced it all together, and they both realized that Isabella was the real villain. It was weird how dense David was. I literally had to point it out to him. But the fact that he understood was all that mattered. He decided to settle out of court with me and then go after Isabella for child abandonment, as she's currently residing in Europe. David handled the situation well. He was patient and didn't hesitate to sort out any money he owed me for caring for Alex. However, I put my foot down when he said he wanted full custody of Alex. I told him he had to start with visitation, or I have no problem going through the proper channels to get full custody after both he and Isabella abandoned Alex for so long. That seemed to put him in his place, and we've now started visitation. Alex seems to be enjoying seeing his dad. As for Isabella, I agreed to be a piece of evidence in the lawsuit between her and David. I've also put Alex into therapy because I know he'll need it once these changes become permanent. Thanks again for your amazing advice and support. I don't think you have anything to worry about here. In fact, you should be glad that a parent reached out to you because now you can sue for all the money you've spent on Alex. Just make sure to hire a good lawyer. Isabella seems like the mastermind behind all this. I mean, how does a man who's been having affairs for years suddenly get caught? I'm not defending him, but there's definitely something going on, and I hope you get answers soon. There's a pretty big age gap between my sister and me, so when I was 12, I became an aunt. My nephew was born the day before my birthday. I'm turning 21 this year, and my nephew is turning 9. Since he was born, my family has always done joint birthdays, but they were clearly always directed toward my nephew and had to be kid-appropriate. It sucked turning 16 and 18 and having my birthday party be a kid's party. Figured this year, as I'm turning 21 and we haven't had birthday parties for 2 years, I'd finally get to have my own party. I texted my sister and parents, telling them I wanted to go to a restaurant with amazing reviews on their food and cocktails. I don't want to get smashed. I've obviously drunk before, but I wanted to dress nicely and have a fancy dinner and drinks with my family for my birthday. It was a unanimous no because it wasn't child-friendly for my nephew's birthday. I tried to negotiate. I'd pay for my own food and drink and pitch in toward the bill. We could go on a different day so my nephew also gets his own birthday. Oh no, no, no. Join party or nothing. Honestly, I probably kept some of this pent up, but I texted them that it was unfair that I hadn't gotten to have my birthday as a me day since my nephew was born. I never get to choose anything. Theme, cake, food. It's 100% my nephew's day, except I get my name in the birthday song and the gifts. I know this sounds spoiled and is a first world problem, but I feel like since my nephew was born, I'm the runner-up when it comes to my birthday. It feels like I got put on the back burner for the shiny new baby, and I've carried that from age 12 to today. I tried to explain this to my sister, but she says I'm being selfish. Since our birthdays are so close together, it makes more sense to have joint parties, and I need to get over my jealousy of my nephew. I'm not jealous of my nephew. It's not his fault, but I just want to have my 21st birthday be my birthday. I feel torn between wanting to be selfish and beating myself up for being selfish. Am I the asshole? NTA, you deserve your own birthday. They are the ones being selfish and lazy, acting like your birthday is an inconvenience for them. Go out and celebrate with friends if your family can't be bothered. NTA, 21 is a milestone birthday. I don't understand the problem. Why can't they have a party for him on his birthday and celebrate your birthday the next day? Your request isn't difficult. Go out to dinner. Big deal. Your nephew can come. He just has to drink a Shirley Temple. They've gotten into the habit of joint parties for so long that they expect it. You were respectful when you asked for a different kind of party, even offering to pay for your own dinner. They are the ones being selfish for not wanting to inconvenience themselves to celebrate your special birthday. If they can't celebrate your birthdays 2 days in a row, then go out with your friends